So you got a date?
For Hall of Fame, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, it's good, man. August 27th. It was like we took our time with it, made sure it was right, made sure it's something that we could look back on 10 years from now and be like super proud of, you know what I'm saying?
You feel like sometimes you don't get that time? Like, I mean, this is your, it's your sophomore effort. Do you feel like in the past, whether it be with some of your mixtapes or with your first effort that maybe?
Yeah, we didn't get as much time as we did this time. And at first we were rushing. We were gonna put it out months and months ago, but you know, my first one, I wasn't all the way satisfied with it because it was in the process of me finding myself as an artist. Like, I was just starting to get comfortable. And I think people see that too. Even though I had like good success on the radio and things like that, my fans definitely showed up for me. Right after that, I did Cruel Summer, and I did my Detroit mixtape, which was like real big in the streets.
That's a big mixtape.
Yeah, and they got a few million downloads. But people saw the difference between my first album and that. They saw the progression. You know what I'm saying? And
but Detroit felt like an album to me.
Detroit was the first project where I felt comfortable all the way as an artist. My confidence was there. I knew exactly what I wanted to rap about, what I wanted to rap about, how I wanted to rap about it, the style I wanted to put on it, my ad-libs, down to everything. And that was like when I first was like, yes, like this is album worthy, you know?
I tell you the best when I'm looking in the mirror, but it's not y'all over her, I'm probably over her.
When you're on your sophomore album, a lot of people are still kind of nervous because they might have a dedicated fan base, but still, I'm sure you're looking at yourself as being an artist who's gonna have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, who's in this for the rest of their lives. Where do you get that sense of freedom?
Well, you just can't be scared, you know? You can't win being scared. You gotta win being fearless, and you gotta let the fears that you do have motivate you, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it comes into play.
How was your relationship? Family is very important, and looking at Switch.
Well, going into this album, my relationship with my family was getting rocky because I was always in the studio. I wasn't calling, you know, I wasn't checking in. I remember my mom just was like, what is going on? Like, you can't just be like, neglecting your family. And I realized one of the lessons I learned is that you gotta tell people that you care. You gotta show people that you care, whether if it's a phone call or just being like, what's up? You can't just not talk to anybody for months and act like, you know, it's all good, because it's not all good sometimes. Nothing's more important than the people who love you, you know, period, nothing.
You're a workaholic?
I'm a workaholic, man. Sometimes I feel I work just to work harder, and then work harder than who worked the hardest. The life of a workaholic.
Growing up in Detroit, you know, you knew being rich was possible, but nobody was rich. Were you able to avoid trouble?
I don't know. I just always had a pure energy to me, man. I never like wanted to cause no trouble, you know. I wasn't, it's not like I was a punk or nothing like that. I would always stand up for myself, but at the same time, I always like when things just run peaceful and like we progress instead of wasting time over dump, you know what I'm saying?